Hey guys, this is the Conspiracy Dentist, and a question that I hear a lot these days is how can I look at the Apollo landing sites on the moon? I'm going to show you how I do it, and I think it's the best way possible. Here we go. Okay, all you do is just go to Google Maps and start zooming out. Make sure it's on satellite mode, make sure it's on globe mode, and voila, over here you can see a lot of destinations you can go look at. Click on the moon, and here's the moon. This is the far side of the moon, and here is the near side of the moon that we see at night. All right, now I'm going to show you how I look at the, you can zoom in on the Apollo landing sites, or the alleged Apollo landing sites. This is Tranquility Bay, and the Apollo 11 landing site is right here where it says Statio Tranquillitatis. And just zoom in on that word, and it leads you right to the Apollo 11 landing site. This is where supposedly Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked around. I think the camera's right over here, the flag's here. This is the lunar module, supposedly. There's some, like the reflector is over here, and some other experiment they did. And then over here you have this weird map, which is the normally you can zoom in on, yeah, there you go. Apollo 11, this is I don't know why they have this map here, because it's actually inaccurate according to NASA. This is where Neil Armstrong walked over here, and then that way. Supposedly he didn't do that, he just walked this way and then walked back, and that's what this shows. Supposedly this is where he walked on the moon, and then he walked back, took a little bit of a different path to get back here, and this is where Buzz Aldrin was running around, and this is supposedly all they did on the moon right here. Okay, that's Apollo 11. Okay, then you may recall there was Apollo 12. Go over here to Copernicus. Okay, you just click on Copernicus, and then it tells you how big the diameter of the crater is, and who discovered it, and when they lived. All right, back to Apollo 12. Apollo 12 is down here somewhere. Just start zooming in where it says head crescent. This is supposedly the Apollo 12 landing site. This is the lunar module. This right here is the Surveyor 3 that they went and visited. The first and only time that humans have ever went to another celestial body and visited another man-made object. The Surveyor 3 unmanned spacecraft. All right, that's Apollo 12. Apollo 14, 13 didn't land. Here's 14. Apollo 14, I think it's up here at the top. Yep, this is supposedly the Apollo 14 landing site. There's the lunar module, and all these tracks here are where they walked on the moon. These are some experiments over here, and all right, that's Apollo 14. Now to Apollo 15. Okay, now Apollo 15 is up here, Taurus Littrow Valley, right up here towards the top. Here it is. So this is supposedly Apollo 15, and this right here is supposedly the lunar rover, the lunar module, the bottom part they left behind, and where they walked around, and also these double paths right here are supposedly where the rover was driven. And I guess they drove it over here and walked up this way, and then walked back here, and they also drove it all the way down here, but they forgot to add those tracks in. Maybe they'll do that later. Okay, that's Apollo 15. Apollo 16. This is where Apollo 11 landed, supposedly. And Apollo 16, this square right here, go to the middle of the square, and then where it says halfway, I think, no, spot. The spot is where they landed. So here's Apollo 16, lunar module, the lunar rover, and this is supposedly where they did the the Lunar Rover Grand Prix video. So that's supposedly Apollo 16. And then the last time they landed on the moon, supposedly, was over here in the Hadley area. Right here, where it says last. That's the last time they were on the moon, supposedly. And see these double tracks here? That's where the rover was driven, supposedly. Lots of double tracks here. And these single lines is where they supposedly walked on the moon. I don't know why their foot tracks are a whole lot more easier to be seen than these rover tracks. That's the lunar module, experiments, lots of walking around on the moon, supposedly. Alright, and those are supposedly the 6 times they landed on the moon. Apollo 11's right over here. Apollo 12's right down here. 14, 15, Littrow, 16 down here, and 17 up here around Hadley. Also, there's another really cool thing you can do with the Google Maps, which I forgot to show you. Let's go down here to the Apollo 17 landing site where it says last. You can hit the control button and do that, and you can see three-dimensionally on the moon what everything looks like. You can see the topography of the land. You can see the mountains in the background. Supposedly the lunar module right there. You can see all these mountains in the background. I'm holding the control key down, and then I'm clicking the left clicker, and I'm just turning the mouse here. Isn't that cool? It's like you're on the moon looking around. This is supposedly what it looks like from this vantage point. Now all this information was given to, I don't know, but to Google Maps by NASA. This is their Lunar Reconnaissance Orbital. This is their Lunar Reconnaissance Orbital Camera data. The entire moon has been mapped. This is all the information they gathered from that. So anyway, this is the Conspiracy Dentist. If you liked that video, please give it a like. Please comment below. If you have a better way of viewing the moon, let me know about it, because I'd love to know. And then please subscribe if you liked the video. Thanks a lot. Bye.